Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Carlos Carreras and today I will be reviewing the movies Longlegs, Maxxxine, and A Quiet Place Day 1. So without further ado, let's get started and I hope you enjoy. So the first movie I want to talk about is Longlegs, written and directed by Oscar Perkins, who is the son actually of Anthony Perkins, most famously known for playing Norman Bates in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. And was this the scariest movie of the year? Not quite. There are a lot of elements in this movie that I really like a lot. I really like the cinematography, I like the score, I like the sound design, I really like the editing, and especially the way the movie plays with the aspect ratio. And I thought all these elements came together really well to create a very effective and unnerving and creepy atmosphere. Likewise, there were a lot of horrific images that will be forever seared into my brain. I like the performances a lot too. I really like Micah Monroe. I was very surprised by the character that she played without giving too much away. And I was very surprised also by Nicolas Cage. I thought he did a really good job in balancing crazy, wacky Nicolas Cage that we're used to seeing, while also delivering a believable performance. My biggest issue with this movie is by far the script. I wish the story was developed a little bit more, especially in that last third act, and I thought this movie would have actually benefited from maybe being 20 minutes longer. And I understand maybe the movie does not want to spoon feed us every bit of information, but I don't think it would have hurt if they explained a little bit of the backstory and the lore and a little bit more of the motivations. Still, while this movie is not the scariest movie of the year in my opinion, or the scariest movie since Silence of the Lambs, I still thought, this was a solid movie. And for that reason, I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. The next movie I want to talk about is Maxxxine, written and directed by Ty West. Maxxxine is actually part of a trilogy, with the first film being X and the second one being Pearl. However, I think it's also important to know that Maxxxine is a direct sequel to X, so you should probably watch that movie first before watching this one. Out of the three, I thought Maxxxine is by far the weakest, and I think that might, have to do with the fact that Mia Goth was much more involved in the creative process of Pearl, and she had a lot more material to work with in X, and as a result, she was able to deliver very memorable and campy performances. Whereas in Maxxxine, the first 25 minutes start off really strong, but the rest of the story feels very half-baked and underdeveloped, especially in that last third act. I think as a consequence, Mia Goth gave a fine performance, but it wasn't as memorable as the other two because, she did not have a lot of material to work with. With that being said, though, I thought Kevin Bacon and Giancarlo Esposito were very fun to watch, and I wouldn't have minded watching even more from them. I like the cinematography, I like the editing, I like the way the movie captures, the visual feel and style of a B-horror, typical slasher film from that decade. And I also like, that it was able to capture 1980s as an era overall. Like I said, I think the weakest part of this movie is the story, and especially that last third act. There was there was a fun twist, but in a way I saw it coming, and at the same time, I felt there was not enough setup for it. And I wish there was just a little bit more development, and especially, the relationship between the serial killer and Maxxxine without giving too much away. It was a fine movie, but nothing too memorable. And so I'm giving Maxxxine a 5 out of 10. The last movie I want to talk about is A Quiet Place Day 1, written and directed by Michael Sarnoski. Out of the three, I actually liked this one the most, and that's not to say I did not like the first one. I thought it was a very fun movie to watch, and the second one, I can't really say too much about it because I watched part of it in a barbershop, while waiting for my turn, so I don't think it would be a fair comparison. But I think I like the third one, or I guess the prequel, more because I was just much more emotionally invested in the story and the characters. I thought Lupita Nyong'o did a really great job, and so did Joseph Quinn, but by far, to me, the standouts and the highlights and the stars are Nico and Schnitzel, two cats who play Frodo the cat. I have an unhealthy obsession with cats, and you would not believe, my delight to know and find out that Frodo is actually one of the main characters in this movie. And I thought it was very, very effective because I was very much, I think most of my emotional investment was actually in the survival of this cat. But I also like that the story plays up, the chaotic nature of cats, right? Cats tend to be very random, very unpredictable creatures, and I appreciate that the story sort of addresses that because there would be scenes, for example, where everyone needs to be quiet, and then all of a sudden Frodo will start roaming around at the most inopportune time. I also like that the movie takes advantage of its urban setting to really elevate the tension throughout, and I like that in the story, the motivations and the goals were rather existential and somber, making this just a very emotional piece in my opinion. This is the kind of movie I highly recommend watching movie theater, especially, similar to the other two movies. It plays a lot with the sound, and I think you would get the most out of it watching it in a very loud movie theater. And so for that reasons and those reasons, and especially for the cats, I'm giving A Quiet Place Day 1 an 8 out of 10. So, if you actually stayed until the end to watch this video, I just wanted to give you guys a brief update on this channel. The only video I uploaded was how One Piece shaped my politics, and I have not been able to upload anything since last year. The main reason why is because I started going to law school, and between studying and working full-time and doing a bunch of other extracurricular stuff, it's been really hard for me to find a groove to start, releasing videos on a more consistent basis. But I hope to be able to change that now that I have a little bit more free time during the summer, and I hope that the next review I'll be able to release will be for Twisters, so stay tuned for that. Until next time, see ya! Oh, and by the way, please hit the like button, please subscribe, and if you have any other ideas, suggestions for other videos, please let me know in the comments or send me a message. I have unboxing videos that I want to do. I want to do more videos about One Piece, especially with the Egghead arc, which is about to conclude, and it's been an amazing arc. I want to do more movie reviews, but I'm open to other ideas and suggestions, so please feel free to let me know. Now, till next time, see ya!